living waters coming down from on high, living waters from the Savior who did die and rise, living waters of life. Praise you, Father, for living inside. Praise the Lord. Living waters coming down from heaven's sky.
Hi, I'm Sam Gramone, and you're watching the 4th Annual Icebreaker Classic, sponsored by the Saranac Lake Chamber of Commerce. It's the first day of spring in the Adirondacks. The thermometer says 18 degrees, but the wind chill factor brings it down just a little bit below zero. This is the 4th Annual Icebreaker, and every year the Chamber of Commerce in Saranac Lake and a lot of volunteers pitch in to help put on what we call a fun race. Yes, it's called the Icebreaker for obvious reasons, which you'll see today. And there was some ice broken, and there were some wet and cold people, but everyone seemed to have a good time. So let's go on down the river and see how the race materializes.
Stand up for justice, stand up for what is right. If we'll stand together, we can win this fight. Stand for the heroes, the patriots that died. Let us stand together to keep this land alive. Stand up for America. Stand up for the red, white, and blue. Stand up for America, where your dreams can come true. From the Hollywood Hills to Miss Liberty, from the Thousand Islands to Florida Keys. Stand up for America. Stand up for the red, white, and blue. Stand up for America, where your dreams can come true.
This year the Saranac Lake Chamber of Commerce awarded trophies to first, second, and third place finishers in 10 classes. Two-man guide boat race, recreation class for men, for women, and for mixed, a C1 ladies, C1 men's racing, and the C2 for men, ladies, and mixed. This year was the first year for a youth class. Also, ladies kayak and men's kayak. And as you'll see, the trip is about 4.2 miles down the Saranac River from Saranac Lake to a point just above the river on the Fish and Game Club property, at a point where the men and ladies turn around and head back upriver for a grueling 1.8 miles, which they claim is the toughest part of the race. So settle in with them, and let's see just how some of these people fared on this cold and wintry first day of spring in the Adirondacks.
From the Hollywood Hills to Miss Liberty, from the Thousand Islands to Florida Keys. Stand up for America. Stand up for the red, white, and blue. Stand up for America, where your dreams can, where your dreams can good Lord's spacious skies, there's a land I know, where a body's free to reap exactly what it sows. American dream, I'm gonna dream it. The more I give, I receive it. American dream, I'm gonna dream it. The more I believe, I receive it. Some say I can't, while others say I can. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is the man. American dream, I'm gonna dream it. The more I give, I receive it. American dream, I'm gonna dream it. As I believe, I receive it.
Pine Street Bridge, as it's known in Saranac Lake. All of these entries have gone down the river, made their turn, and are headed back up. And this is where they finish. You'll notice a lot of spectators standing around, always willing to pitch in a hand. And some of these pictures may show you the rescue squad and members of the rescue squad who are right in the water. Later on, I'm sure, we'll see some pictures of some finishers or racers who just did not quite make it. Number 88 is Jim Cunningham, and Jim won the C1 class, was the winner. And boat that just pulled in ahead of Jim was the C2 ladies. Here you see Hard at Work, sitting in that lawn chair, was our eloquent finish timer. There you see someone right in the water, handy when anyone needs him. This race would not be possible were it not for a large number of volunteers who always turn out to Saranac Lake to help with any type of race, any type of function. And it seems like time and time again it's the same people who give their time. Here's another boat. Looks like maybe a mixed, C2 mixed here coming up. We can get a number on it possibly. I can give you a finish time. Right about now, the racers are, this last 50 yards is always the toughest. Muscles are starting to ache. They're fighting the current, which they weren't doing on their way down. Now, this is number 57. This is these two men. This is a man's C2, pleasure craft. And it's John Firo and Paul Capone. And if I'm not mistaken, these two gentlemen did win a trophy. Yeah, these racers won first place in the men's pleasure craft, C2. I should point out that the order of finish is not necessarily the order of how they placed in the race, because the racers were started in groups 1 minute apart by class. So it was very possible that some of these racers passed a lot of other boats on the way down. And even though someone finishes ahead of someone else, it doesn't necessarily mean that they beat that boat as far as the time goes. The times ran anywhere from 38 minutes, I believe. The kayaks are traditionally the fastest boats, the men's kayaks, and all the way up to just about an hour and 2 minutes, an hour and 5 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood. So you can see that the times were stretched out. The kayaks and the C2 racers were the last groups of boats to start. Now, this looks like Jim Furnett and the boat on your right, number 86, who placed second in the men's C1 here. And we're unable to tell just who's coming in the other boat. You'll notice that they do have to go through this small set of rapids near the Pine Street Bridge. on their way down the river. And just the current, not too much in the way of rapids coming up. There's a group of boats rounding the bend all together, and they're trying to take that shortest boat. This does show you just how the wind was blowing this day. And you can remember 18 degrees on the thermometer with the wind like you just saw, and you're looking at a wind chill factor of below 0. Now I think we're about to have, a near mishap there. The third boat back. 2 boats in the front, paddling their hearts out. And I think the boat on your right is the Burnett and Hoffler boat, which won first place in the C2 women's division. Their time of 42 minutes and 17 seconds. These ladies were really paddling their hearts out. Another couple of exhausted paddlers pull in. And you can see that that point just where the camera let off there, just around the bend, was a real tough spot. This year brought racers from as far away as Brooklyn, New York, and a place called Far Rockaway, New York. I think it was the Bronx. The Bronx and Far Rockaway, both parts of New York City. We'll meet those people later. A lot of area residents, a lot of avid racers just can't wait to get the canoes out. Dyed in the wool and die-hard canoers, and wait all winter for this race. It's always been a fun race. We did have people from Glens Falls, Albany area. People come a great distance. This is, after 4 years, this is getting to be a weekend on the calendar. And these ladies, as you can see, after being in that, paddling your heart out in that cold canoe for that long, it makes it kind of difficult just to change positions. That's Marilyn Corson and Kathy Kraft that you saw getting out of the canoe there, just ahead of that. And you look at the look on these fellows' faces, you'll know that they're giving it all they have just to get to the finish line. So let's settle in and enjoy a little bit more of the 4th annual Icebreaker Classic here in Saranac Lake, New York.
Neath the good Lord's spacious skies, there's a land I know, where a body's free to reap exactly what it sows. American dream, go ahead and dream it. The more you give, you receive. American dream, dare to dream it. The more you believe, you're gonna see it. American dream, dare to dream it. As you believe, you're gonna see it. You gotta believe it.
They're paddling their hearts out. Looks like number 111. Mark Winter and Mike Winter. Yes, it is, the Winter brothers. And they finished with a time of 38 minutes, 43 seconds. And they deserve some special congratulations because they took a spill before they even started in the race. Both of them were soaking wet and decided to continue the race in this kind of conditions. You can see from that picture right there that these guys have got to be half frozen. Incredible. And yet they got in there and paddled their hearts out. Ooh. If it looks cold from your easy chair, just imagine what it looks like being there. And now back down the river, there's a couple more boats. Oh, we have a convention here. This is where everyone just digs in. You get a little bit extra flow of adrenaline just trying to beat that boat that's ahead of you, whether they're in your class or not. You can see paddles being switched. can imagine. And here comes a boat on the outside. There. Yep, they're going to buck the current here. Going to take a little different tack from everyone else. Now remember, the temperature of the water is probably only a few degrees above freezing. And it's very important that the rescue squad and the volunteers are there, because a person would not spend much time in that water before hypothermia could actually be a killer. That looks like boat number 38. Maybe you can get your name on that. Boat number 38 was Farley, Jane Farley and Ted Farley. Right there. And boat number 110 was Ann McNally and Ray Morris. And many of these racers, like I said earlier, are from quite a distance. And here's two boats. Tired muscles, the boats seem to drift near the end here because muscles are so tight. Arms are so tired. But here's a team that just put in final pull. Seem to come out of nowhere. What a relief this must be. Hauling your canoe up, stretching your legs for the first time in an hour. Get those canoes out of there and make room for the next batch. This is number 112. And that's Bob Lewis and Doug Benware. And it looks like number 96 behind them, which would be Sue Patterson and Carol Vossler, who finished second in the ladies C2. That pair is, if you get a chance to attend any of the canoe races in this area, that's a pair that paddle together all the time. And they're always in the running. Sue is from, I believe, from Saranac Inn, and Carol's from Loon Lake. Number 38 there, that we named a little earlier. Looks like he needs a little reinforcement going up the hill. Says, I've used muscles I haven't used all winter. That was Ted Farley. We did have 4 boats that tipped over today, and it was amazing how quickly Aid was there to get them out of the water and get them wrapped in blankets. The rescue squad and the other boaters deserve an awful lot of credit. And let's see if we can get a number on this crew. It's a little bit difficult. Number 114, which is Alan Harmson and Randy Young. And I believe they finished second in their class in the C2 men's. They did. They're both from Saranac Lake. And number 114, that was number 114. And the other boat was boat 132, which was Terry Crannell and Gary Colton. And although they finished just behind their opponents there, since they had started a minute behind them, they actually won their class in the C2 men's. So that was a very close race, less than a minute apart. Okay, now this looks like a mixed C2. Number 113, I believe it is. Well, no, that's Don Jones and Greg McConnell of the men's C2. Finished in 7th place. Don's from Lake Placid.
And I made the mistake of letting them get pulled into that eddy. I was thinking about that finish.
Okay, now back heading down the river here. There's a couple of guys stroking their last stretch toward home. This has got to be Mark. It's got to be. Let's see here. I can't get a number on that. Mike Wrestling and Bob McAleese. Mike's and Paul Smith. And they finished third, only 40-some seconds behind Harmson and Young. Now here comes the team, sponsored by the local Chamber of Commerce, Saranac Lake Chamber of Commerce. And Nadia, with a smile on her face as always. Nadia, of course, and Sean O'Connell. I believe Sean is from Plattsburgh. He came down from Plattsburgh. This is the official Saranac Lake Chamber of Commerce team. Nadia never lost her smile the whole race. And they're third place finishers. And Nadia says, I owe it all to the instructors just before the race and the Wheaties I had for breakfast. Good job, girl. Nadia. Now back down to the start of the rapids here. We did have we had two boats that tipped over right in this area. As soon as we get a number on this, we'll pass along who it is. Looks like boat number 141. That's last names are Kitson and Freeman. Coming into the finish line there. And Kitson and Freeman are quite sure won a trophy. We'll have that for you as soon as we can find it. Okay, that Kitson and Freeman boat finished in second place in the mixed pleasure class. We had, as some of these kayaks, as you watch them come around the bend here, we had several entries who just decided at the last minute to try things. We had one pair of snowmobilers who couldn't decide whether to go snowmobiling or canoe racing, and they chose this and walked away with a trophy. And we had one family, I believe one team, was on their way skiing at Whiteface and decided, well, this sounds like a useful diversion, so they gave it a try. Okay, numbers 131 and 126. Kayakers here. See if I can get a name for you. 131 is Don Potter, and 126 is Dr. George Cook of Saranac Lake. Dr. Cook, as you'll see later, was the winner of the one-man's kayak, and what I believe is, I'm sure, is the quickest time of the day. And there's number 143, which is a mixed team of Brown and Greenberg. And they also walked away with a trophy. They finished in a time of 52 minutes 18 seconds and took third place in the C2 mix. You see all kind of equipment in a race like this. What's often referred to as tubs, recreation boats that have been on the woodshed all winter, with conventional type paddles, all the way to racing boats with bent shaft, composition paddles, everything in between. Here's number 108. That's Randy Law and Andy Winter. They finished in a time of 50 minutes 4 seconds. Now you get a chance to see just what one of the one-man kayaks can do coming up those rapids. How well they handle the rapids and how easily, or at least how efficiently, they can be propelled through the water. You see that look from the boat On the right, they said, how do you do that? Number 130 is Rick Costanzo of Saranac Lake. And number 187, it looks like, the two-person boat on your right. We'll get your name on that one here in just a second also. No, that must be number 137. Charles Lehman and Carolyn Seymour. Maybe we can get a better look at it. George Cook's family there. Congratulate him. There's another kayaker. It's number 128. It's Bill Schott. Bill looks happy. Bill walked away with a trophy. Third place trophy. And men's kayak, one-man kayak.
I run into you every place I go. How'd you do? Oh, I didn't race.
He finished in a time of 38 minutes, 25 seconds. And as you can see, some of the racers don't want to get out of the water. It's been a long time for some of these kayakers and canoeists since they've been in the water. Although I'm not so sure it has for that gentleman, Dr. Cook. Anytime there's open water, Dr. George Cook has usually got his kayak on the top of his cover. I can show you how to handle that thing. It's amazing. Okay, coming up here. Well, that's Charlotte, the bib lady, from the chamber. Without her and Nadia and a few more, Peter, this race would not be a reality. So, thanks to all of you. Now you're about to see what can happen. All it takes is one miscue. This is Will Howard and Tommy Ward, I believe, coming up. Just there you go. That's how quickly it can happen. These boys are age 14 and 15, and I'm quite sure the youngest contestants in today's race. And Will says, I've got the canoe, Tom. Tommy said, good for you, Will. I'm getting out of here. Not a bad idea. And in no time at all, in fact, one of the rescue workers, volunteers, was in the water already, helping these lads out, as you can see right there. Blankets were on the scene. Excellent job. There goes another rescue worker right now. That's Sue Britt Capone. And I believe Sue was the first place finisher. She's from Saranac Lake in the ladies' kayak. She was. And immediately, kayakers were down to try to help salvage things. They weren't able to retrieve that canoe until it was probably at least a half mile downstream. But they got the Will and Tommy out and got them, took them to the rescue squad truck and got them warm. So there was no chance of medical problems from the spill. Everyone was great. Pitch in. I think a little bit later we may see a kayak go over. He was equally as lucky. There were people there right on the scene. Now at this stage of the race there were probably only a half a dozen boats left to finish. And as the wind would pick up, you can see just the activity right around the corner, just how difficult it is to finish the final few yards. And the rescue workers are hustling Tommy and Will. safely into the truck. Here comes some more kayakers. Looks like Cindy Kipping in the yellow canoe, or excuse me, kayak there. Yep, that's Cindy. And number 135 is Tom Riddler. There's our upset canoers. Now fatigue begins to show. As you can see, for the first day of spring, check out those sunglasses. That's Chuck Waters and Nancy, I think it's Nancy O'Meara. One of the last kayakers to start is Dr. Wakeman of Saranac Lake. Finished in a time of 42 minutes and 15 seconds. Dr. Wakeman's from Saranac Lake. You've enjoyed watching most of the boats finish the race here. There are 2 more kayaks left to come in. Don Potter will be the first one that you'll see. And we're going to turn this over to Rhett Palmer and let him describe, as you watch the final few racers finish, Don Potter and Jeff Kelly, just what epitomizes the whole thoughts about this race.
They said you can't. He said I can. This is America. Free to be what I am. Running 26 times. He fell 23, but Abe Lincoln went on to set the captives free. You've got to try, 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 keep the dream alive. You've got to try, 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 keep it burning inside. You've got to try. In the midst of depression, there on the radio, he taught the people fear was their true foe. Though crippled to walk, he taught a nation to stand. FDR taught us to try, and we can. You've got to try, 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 try. Keep the dream alive. You've got to try, 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 try. Keep it burning inside. You've got to try. Applauding that day as you're making your way across the winning line. All the quitters wishing they were the winners, saying how'd you do it? He'll simply reply, you've got to try, try, try. Keep the dream alive. You've got to try, try, try. Keep it burning inside. You've got to try, 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 try. Keep the dream alive. You've got to try, try. You've got to try, try. Keep the dream alive. This song is dedicated to the volunteers of America. We thank you. I've seen them in the firehouses, hospitals too. I've seen the face of my neighbor. Maybe I've seen you. God bless the giving people. God bless them so. God bless the giving people. Where would we be without them? Heaven knows. I read about a fireman, a man who saved many men. I read he went in for one more, never came out again. God bless the giving people. God bless them so. God bless the giving people. Where would we be without them? Heaven knows. A boy was lost in the forest. 4 long days, 3 long nights. As the man came out with the boy in his arms, he was yelling, I found him! Thank God he's alive! God bless the giving people. God bless them so. God bless the giving people. Where would we be without them? Heaven knows. 'em in the Salvation Army, seen 'em in the Red Cross too. I've seen the face of my neighbor. Maybe I saw you. God bless the giving people. God bless them so. God bless the giving people. God bless them so. God bless the giving people. God bless them so. Yeah. God bless the giving people. God bless them so. God bless the giving people.
We hope you enjoyed the race today. Why don't you come with us up to the Berkeley Clubhouse now, up downtown Saranac Lake, as we prepare for the awards ceremonies. So come on up the river and enjoy yourself at the Berkeley Clubhouse.
I love these American roads, where I'm free to come and go. From the New York in Times Square, Kansas City is clean. I love America, yes I do. I salute you, red, white, and blue. What about you? What about you? Take a ride on a beautiful day, all the way from New York to LA. Hey, don't need no visa, no siree. I thank my Lord I'm in the land of the free. I love America, yes I do. I salute you, red, white, and blue. What about you?
Welcome to the 4th annual Icebreaker Classic. In case you were in doubt today, we reminded you why they call it the Icebreaker. We'd like to start off our award ceremonies today with the 2-man guide vote awards. And first to finish, as well as last to finish. Steve Wilcox and Dave Greavy. Could you come up here, please? You made it, so they're all in one piece. David Hart. Their time was 43 minutes and 18 seconds. Our next class will be the ladies' recreation class. Okay, the third place finishers Nadia Korths and Sean O'Connell. They are sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce, I might add. Once Nadia found out that the race was down the river, they did all right. Nadia wants to make sure that I thank the people out there who told her to switch her paddle. I think what that means is she was holding the thick end at the start of the race. I'm not sure. Okay, our second place finishers, Marilyn Corson and Kathy Kraft. The first place in the women's recreation class, C2, in a time of 55 minutes 48 seconds, Nancy Virgilio and Lisa Wamsgans. The next class is K1 Men's. And our third place finisher, Bill Schock. In second place, Roger Dempster. Congratulations, Roger. And in first place, in the K1, in a time of 37 minutes, 33 seconds, no surprise to many of you, Dr. George Cook. Dr. Cook is not here, so we will change the trophy and keep it for next year. Our next class of awards is the aluminum recreation, or the recreation class, mixed. Our third place team, our third place trophy goes to Marilyn Webb and Mark Benjamin. They're from someplace called New York City. Congratulations. Second, I don't know, but it's a long way from Tupper Lake, I know that. Our second place team is, all I have here are last names, Kitson and Freeman. Are they here? Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll change the name.
First place in the mixed pleasure class or recreation class goes to Jim Allott and Catherine Allott. Okay, our next class is the men's recreation class. Our third place trophy, Roger Hassler and Buck North.
especially good because those guys are snowmobilers. They said they'd rather be out snowmobiling than former snowmobiler.
Second place goes to Bart Crary and Susie. John Furo and Paul Capone. And thank everyone who helped in a real big way to put this race on, and especially thank you racers for turning out for a good time. This race was started for a kickoff to the season and a reminder that in the not too distant future that some warmer weather will be here. So we noticed some canoes with leaves stuck on the side today. So this is the time when you yank them off the woodpile and get them in the water. Our next class will be K1, women's. Second place goes to Cindy Kipping. Good job, Cindy. First place goes to Sue Britt Capone. And in second place, in C2, do we call this C2 ladies or do we call it C2 women's?
Ladies.
Ladies? Okay. Second place goes to Sue Patterson and Carol Vossler. And in first place, with a time of 42 minutes 17 seconds, Ginny Furnett and Pamela Hoffler, which is a long way from New York City. Our next class of awards is C2 Mixed. And third place goes to Brown and Greenberg. To the team of Raymond Morris and Ann McNally. And in a time of 38 minutes 59 seconds, the winners of the C2 mixed class, Jim and Jenny Sawsville. Our next class is the C1 men's. And in second place, from Tupper Lake, Jim Furnett.
Upper Tupper.
And to a gentleman who I have to make a lot of apologies to, we gave him a tough time at the starting line. Had him start 3 times. In 38 minutes, 48 seconds, the winner of C1 men's, Jim Cunningham. Our final class, the C2 men's racing. In third place, Mike Reschlin and Bob McAleese.
I want you